Starting. Oh, now it
Yeah,
started.
now done.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
what I
let's
was
repeat the last
talking
thing so
about
that,
is like
yeah.
you have shared your number and I am calling that number. So it is one-on-one, correct?
Mm. Okay, one-on-one. One
If
subscriber.
it,
So it's one
yes, one
subscriber,
subscriber and one
one
publisher,
publisher.
correct?
Okay.
One case over here could be the
Mm.
same number has been cloned on another phone.
Mm.
So when I make the call, it will ring on both the numbers, both the
Mm.
phones, right?
Uh-huh.
With the parallel connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, phone one, if it gets picked first, I will be connected to whoever has picked it. Phone two will stop ringing immediately. If phone two gets picked up first, I'll be connected to phone two. Phone one will stop ringing immediately.
Mm.
So at any point in time, the connection will be one
One
to
to
one
one.
only, right? Message will be delivered to only one
One
party,
subscribe. One subscriber.
one subscribe, right?
But how is
With
that? The thing is
topics.
that with,
Yeah,
let me ask you something. I
yeah,
can have multiple functions that can subscribe,
yes,
right? That can
yes,
subscribe to the same queue.
they can. But
They can, yeah.
whoever picks up the message first locks that message for itself.
Ah, okay, okay,
The
okay.
others will not be able to see that message at all once it
I
is picked
got
up by
you.
one.
I got you. Okay, makes sense.
Understand? Just like
Yeah.
say board line if I call, right?
Mm,
If that board line number gets connected to you, it will be between you and me only. No one else can interfere that. Just like
mm,
customer care or something, right?
yeah.
Common number is there, you call and you get connected to an agent. And it is between you and the agent.
Mm-hmm,
No other
mm-hmm.
agent can basically come into that particular call in between from their
Uh-huh.
own terminal or on their own device, right?
Yeah.
So that is typical queue architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Topics and subscriptions are different.
Yeah.
When I send a message to the topic, which is actually an event being sent to the topic,
Mm.
that event is published to all the subscribers.
Yep. They
The
can
phone
multiple
rings on
subscribers.
all the desks, right?
Yep.
And
Uh-huh.
everyone can handle that communication in their
Mm.
own way.
Okay, so
It's
if I
like
have a
the mm,
go ahead.
topic
Oh.
being one of the queue becomes cloned for how many subscriptions are there.
Mm.
So the
To the
caller will
subscription. Yeah.
be cloned as well, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Because what we do usually is that we,
Mm.
you have a topic and you have what do you call it? The topic has service buses inside it, right? I
Yes.
forgot they call it
Yeah. So
subscriptions.
topic is built on service bus namespace.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
subscription. I'm sorry, right? It has
Yes.
multiple subscriptions inside it. Well, we can
Yes.
have multiple subscriptions inside it, but can one subscription be, for example, if I have one subscription, can
Mm.
multiple subscribers listen to
Mm.
that subscription and get the message?
Yes. There is catch-all subscription also.
Yeah, forget about the catch-all.
Mm.
I'm talking, for example, order updated.
Mm.
And I have, for
Even
example,
in
three
that case
functions.
also it is possible. In that case also it is possible as far as the subscription criteria is being matched. If there are three
Okay.
subscribers
Mm.
at which the subscription criteria is matched, it
Yeah.
will be delivering that message to all the three subscribers in that case.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well,
like catch all only.
I see. I see. I don't know why we do it like that, to be honest with you, because what we do is that, for
Mhm.
example, I have maybe for, yeah, it's better. Well, I'm confused.
Okay.
It's not that I'm okay. I'm not. It's not that I'm confused, but the thing is
Mhm.
that if it had an exception in one of the subscribers, would it
Mhm.
let her?
The other subscribers will be unaffected. The exception will be between the publisher and the subscription which failed with the exception. The other subscriptions will be just behaving normally.
Okay, but
They
it
are
will appear in the dead
independent.
letter. They are independent.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That's why maybe we have it in. Different subscriptions, for example, for the
Yes,
same. Okay, good.
correct. So basically, the diagram
Mm.
can help you understand the
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
One sample I got here from
Mm.
the official documentation of Microsoft actually.
Mm.
So it's simulating a food ordering web application where the food is being ordered.
Mm-hmm.
In into the topic, the message is going in, right?
Yeah.
Probably this order contains the split kind of order, right?
Mm.
I'm ordering three different items from three different restaurants.
Yeah.
So order is one, which is topic,
Mm.
but then it has to appear in three different subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Three items are there. Each item is being ordered from different restaurant, you can see,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then the order processing starts for that order.
So it has three topics here?
Three subscriptions here, one
Three
topic over
subscription,
here.
one topic. Okay, makes
Yeah,
sense. Because yeah, all of that included in the topic is a
right.
little
Because
bit.
for user it is
Yeah.
one order.
Yeah, yeah.
For the restaurant who is preparing and sending the food is basically where the order is different.
Okay.
For subscription one, it is one order only for one item. Subscription two, again for one item.
Mm.
Subscription three, again for one item only.
Yeah.
But for user, it is one common order, which
Uh-huh.
is splitting up at the server end.
Uh-huh.
Right. So topic is one representing the main order. And then topic is having three subscriptions to split that order into
Mm.
three different orders.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Probably the arrangement is like all the three restaurants prepare the food and make it available. And there is one delivery partner who is going to deliver it. So
Mm-hmm.
it gets combined over here again, and the response goes back as one order back to the consumer.
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. So that depends, like what kind of operation it is. For
Uh-huh.
restaurant, it is possible to combine. But when it is typical business application, maybe the combination response may not be possible. There would be three different responses generated from three different subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the response is supposed to be received by the end user. Sometimes the response is just the backend response only,
Yeah.
where the application just digests it, right?
Uh-huh.
And lets the user know whether the operation was successful or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It depends. Okay. Now, what all Azure services do support the PubSub architecture?
Mm.
Couple of them we already discussed,
Yeah.
like service bus, precisely
Mm.
service bus topics over here,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we discussed about
Queues.
event grid,
Oh, event grid. Oh, okay.
right? Queues are not
Yeah.
PubSub. Queues
Papa
are
sub.
like
Mm-mm-mm.
individual operations, right?
Yep. Individual. One
Then
six
we
seven
have
one.
something called as event hubs.
Mm.
Along with event hubs, we can consider notification hubs also.
Okay.
As we
Notification.
discussed yesterday, if you remember,
Yeah.
notification hubs are more IoT centric solutions built on the top of event hub only, right?
Mhm.
So they are
Mhm.
more advanced type of event hubs,
Mm.
correct?
Yep. So event hubs are not for IoT. They are for for IoT also.
Event hub can be used for IoT, but they
Mm.
require a lot of efforts, lot of configuration and code.
Okay.
Where notification hub is more of automation built on the top of event hub. So
Yeah.
your effort basically gets reduced.
I got you.
Event hub are more generic, whereas notification hub is specifically designed for IoT scenario.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you can take notification hub as event hub optimized for IoT. Understand?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Um,
So as we discussed here, if we talk about service bus topics, what is the purpose of it?
it's
Enterprise grade messaging with routing support,
Mhm.
right? It does support multiple subscribers with subscriptions, and wherever required, we can use filters also.
Yeah.
What is the delivery mode here? Pull based. It's a queue based solution, right?
Yeah.
So until and unless the consumer doesn't pull the message from the queue, the message stays within the queue only, means subscription only. It is
Yeah.
not delivered.
Yep.
Just like Microsoft Outlook, the desktop application, until and unless you don't say send receive, there is no email that gets received.
Hmm.
Correct?
Yep.
You have to start the application, you have to say send receive. After that, it connects to the inbox service and starts receiving the messages,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
And has got the support for sessions, transactions, message ordering, etc. Right?
Hmm.
When we talk about service bus topics.
Hmm.
Now, what is event grid? What is its purpose? It's pretty lightweight. It doesn't store anything for long.
Mm.
Whatever event is produced, it has to be consumed immediately at real time. It is just like electricity utility grid. Whenever the powerhouses produce the electricity, that electricity cannot be stored, right?
Mm.
What they do is they put it into the grid to circulate it until and unless it is consumed by someone. But that's not for long time. If it is
Mm.
not consumed for long time, that electricity which is circulating in the grid automatically gets grounded or earthed, right?
So it get deleted.
And it gets lost,
It gets lost.
right? You cannot store electricity. Powerhouses don't use batteries and all.
Hmm.
It's not feasible for them.
Yeah.
Power which is generated has to be consumed within stipulated time. Yes or no?
I got you.
So event grade works on that principle.
Hmm.
Hence, it is lightweight. It doesn't store for long,
Yeah.
right? But gives you high throughput event routing. Multiple types of subscribers are allowed. Whoever can claim that event can subscribe to that event and can handle. And once the event is handled, it's lost for all others. It is one to
Mm.
one only, just like queues. Okay. So it's not persistent kind of solution. If you're
It's
looking for persistent
mm.
kind of solution, then you have to go for Event
Service
Hub,
bus.
and which
Oh, event
makes
hub. Mm.
Event Hub
Mm.
more heavyweight compared to that of event grids, right? So
Okay.
this is something which is very suitable. Event grid I'm talking about is
Yeah.
very suitable for the system level events like blobs related events, database related events, which require immediate handling.
Storage. Yeah, because they are stored at the end.
Right. Okay. Then what kind of delivery model is used by event grid? It is always a push base. Here the event is raised and it is immediately pushed to the client who
Subs.
has subscribed for that event,
Yeah.
which could be Azure function, Logic app, webhooks, or some custom app also, right?
Okay. Okay. But let me
Some,
ask you about it.
yes,
Does it have
yes.
a broker? It
It
is a broker. Event Grid
Yes,
is
so
a broker.
event grid itself is a broker, but
Mm.
it's like real-time broker,
Yeah.
right? It will not store the messages or events for long.
Hmm. Is
The
that
moment it
configurable?
is
Of course,
produced,
it's
it has to be
configurable.
handled immediately.
Is it configurable?
It is
To
configurable.
to which
Yes,
till for the
yes,
length of the time it should store the
yes.
message?
And
Okay.
what makes it configurable? See, I said anything from functions, logic apps, webhooks, or custom applications can handle it. So if you have multiple types of subscribers who can handle the event produced by Event Grid, that itself says it is configurable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It does provide event filtering. It does provide retry policy support also. And
Mm-hmm.
even just like queues, it does provide the dead lettering as well. The events which are not being handled probably can be safely stored somewhere else for future recovery. But that
But
is optional
mm.
feature.
So it has that lettering also.
Yes, optional feature. Just like
Optional.
at home, we put the inverters with batteries, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
electricity, I mean, the power goes off, maybe the backup from the battery can be consumed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that is optional. That's not mandatory thing. If you
Okay.
want, you can have it for some time,
Hmm.
right? Again, not for very, very long time.
Yeah.
Then we have event hubs or notification hubs.
Hmm.
Mainly event hub, if we are talking about,
Mm.
it is used for big data streaming
Big data
or
streaming.
heavy telemetry coming from applications or IoT solutions and even log streaming also,
Let
right?
me ask,
So
event log streaming. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So high volume data whenever is coming at high pace, like per second, you have hundreds of GBs of data coming in,
Mm.
right? That is the situation where the event hub could be useful because it has to hold the data for some time, the event for for some time,
Has a
right?
capacity for that. So if it's
Yes,
a heavy load, that's the thing. If
yes,
it's heavy messages that come,
yes,
it's not like a user, something that's very fast, right?
yes. Mostly the
Okay.
automation related things. So
Mm.
maybe robots, bots, or IoT kind of scenarios where the data generation is very fast. Or
Uh-huh.
if not that, maybe uh, the feed is coming from some database directly for
Mm.
further processing, analytics, right?
Hmm.
Maybe to generate the report or something.
I see.
So that's where you use event hubs. And
Mm.
event hubs are backed up with the service bus queues only for holding
Uh-huh.
the data for quite long time. But you don't need to configure those queues. Event hub configures the queues on its own according to its need.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yep. Very
Here,
interesting.
the delivery mode is again kind of pull model where
Mm.
consumers would be reading from different partitions within which the data is going to be or event data is going to be stored. Can be very useful for the checkpointing kind of use cases, or maybe you want to create some sort of consumer groups. Multiple consumers are there, you want to categorize them, and for each category there is a separate consumer group created from where the events can be delivered to the relevant consumers, not all events being made available to everyone. Make
Mm.
sense? To
Could you
make
please
it
repeat the
fast.
last one? The last,
Yes,
yeah. If you can repeat the last part.
yes. So
Mm.
thousands of events coming in,
Yeah.
10,000, maybe 100,000 events coming in per second,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And there are, say, hundreds of users,
Yep.
consumers.
Mm.
Okay. Not every consumer might be interested in every event.
Yeah.
Probably you want to categorize your events
Mm.
for categories of your consumers,
True.
where category of event is
Mm.
matching one on one with category of
Consumers.
consumers,
Yep.
right?
It's like the
Something
filter
like point of
almost.
interest.
It's like the
Yeah,
filter
almost
almost. Yep.
like that, almost like that. So
Yeah.
that is something which is supported by Event Hub with the
Mm.
help of consumer groups.
Uh-huh.
Consumer groups are partitions in which
Yep.
your data, your events are stored, mapping to the categories of the consumers.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with subscriptions is that one event is for one consumer only.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in subscriptions, one message
Can
is
go to
for
multiple.
multiple subscriptions as well.
Yep.
Right? How we configure it, that is up to us. But by default, its nature is it is for all. Correct?
Yep.
Until and unless we don't configure the filters. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But here it's one category, one message. Okay.
Yes. Now let's understand
Mm.
how basically the things work over here.
Okay.
I'll just put an example flow of actions which run through event grid,
Mm-hmm.
first of all. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say just one of the use case I'm putting,
Mm.
blob storage uploads a file. I mean, some
Yeah.
application uploads a file to blob storage,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Let me put it that way because this is going to be consuming. file or blob is uploaded
Blob
to
storage.
blob storage.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
What this will do, this will trigger an event.
Event.
Whether there is a subscriber not or not, the event will be triggered for sure.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
If
True.
configured, the event grid will receive the
Message.
event,
Event. I'm sorry. Or message. It's the
right?
same. Yep.
And routes it to its subscriber,
Mm.
right?
And remind me,
Now,
this is not. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
let's say there is a
Mm.
Azure function which is configured as subscriber for that event is automatically then triggered because of the automatic routing, right?
True. Yeah.
To process the file or blob, whatever applicable.
Mhm. Yep.
Yes.
So
Okay.
most probably, to repeat, the grids are just for files and database, something that has a permanent storage type of thing because it does not, by its nature,
No,
does
no,
not
no, no.
store.
It will not be a storage thing. Let me bring up a diagram for this. Just one
Okay.
moment.
Okay. No, what I'm saying is that when you want to use it because it does not store for a long time, the messages,
Right.
what you need to do is that it's or to use it, you use it in cases where the nature of the data that you are processing is permanently stored, like in
Right.
databases
Right.
or in
Right. So
blob
you
storage.
handle and then you store.
Oh, you handle
Right.
it, then you store. But you are
Yes.
handling files already, something that's already stored.
No. So handling files is one part. Client is
Okay.
uploading the file. You are handling that. You are storing it.
Yeah.
But then probably there is some backend program that needs to run to process this file further.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Then you.
like I
Mm,
have a use case for my own organization.
okay.
Okay. We are a service provider company, correct?
Mm, yeah.
Suppose I get some data bought from some service provider, some other service provider for my
Okay.
potential clients.
Yeah.
I'm expanding my business. I get the file in CSV format. I
Mm-mm.
upload that to my system. And
Mm-hmm.
now what I want is, suppose there are 500 contacts in that particular file, 50 contacts each to be assigned to each of my sales agent in their
Okay.
SLA. SLA. They are supposed to call all those 50 contacts and get the further processing done. Wherever they get the response, get the meeting done and something like that. Right?
Okay.
So this is additional processing. One, the data goes in my database, all
Mm-hmm.
500 contacts. But then
Mm-hmm.
further, I want to assign it to my sales team also as their
Yeah.
SLA. Understand?
Okay. That's true.
So
I
this
understand that.
further processing is where the event is required.
Yeah, but the thing is that the nature of using the event grid is for something
Yes.
that is already, it has a physical appearance, or yeah, it's a stored. For example, let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
What other cases other than file or database you can, changes you can use the event grid with?
Uh, any for kind of event notification if you are looking for where multiple types of subscribers might be possible, you can
Okay,
use
but
event grid for
that's true.
it.
But
It may
if you
it
wanna,
may be like source may be permanently stored, or source may be just a temporary in-memory source also.
okay. But
It
what's the difference between it? I know that, okay, service buses can be stored
mm,
indefinitely until they are
mm,
subscribed. Uh,
mm,
um, so the question is when to use service bus, I'm sorry,
mm,
when to use service topic and when to
mm.
use event grid.
Service bus, if you are looking for more reliable message delivery, you don't want to lose any message.
Oh,
Every
okay.
single message is important to you.
Oh, I see.
right? And the pace at which the data is being ingested is also on higher side. Not very high. For very high ingestion, you have event hub. For moderate, moderately high ingestion, you will go
Yeah.
for service bus.
Mm,
And for lower number of, lower volume of data being ingested, you will go
mm.
for event grid.
So
And where
it's about the
reliability
event.
is not the factor. If one or two
Okay.
events gets lost also, it is
It's also
okay for you.
accepted. I got you. Okay.
Maybe some kind of log creation, like when I'm making a call, right? The
Mm,
customer care people use that software where they log each and every call, whether it is incoming, inbound, or
mm.
outbound. They
Yeah.
log each and every call. Whenever you make a call to any of the customer care, the first thing you hear is this call may be recorded for quality purposes,
Yep.
right? And what they do with that, they start the recording immediately. So on what basis? One is call connected with the end client. The other thing is the event is raised, that call is connected, and where the recorder basically starts doing its job. That's a
Mm-hmm.
separate process.
I
That's
got you.
where event grid can be helpful. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so just one moment. One diagram I have got.
Mm-hmm.
This is event grid.
Mm-hmm.
Custom application sending the request to cloud. Event grid is receiving that request.
Yeah.
Other publishers also might be creating the events, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
there are subscribers to it,
Yeah.
right? Which could be functions, which could be logic app. And in fact, in some specialized cases, via event grid, if you see that, okay, the event processing is taking some time, you can involve service bus here as well, beyond event grid. So this is more of a sophisticated event ingestion system.
Mm.
Understand?
Yep.
Aggregate all events at one place, make it single point of source. And from where then you take the decision what needs to be done for this event. So
Cool.
that event grid logs are also created containing the information about which all events have been raised till now. Understood?
Yeah. Could you repeat that last part if you don't mind?
Aggregating all the events in single point of
Yeah.
source
Yeah.
so that I can log information about whichever event that is being raised,
Yeah. Of course.
which will be by default available. This logging has to be enabled on other options like service bus or event hub separately.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there by default.
There is logging for it. That's why you told me
Yes.
yesterday about Azure Monitor and the analytics
Yes.
log.
So what
Okay.
you do, you publish the event first to grid. And from grid, then further, if you want reliability, you can bring in queues or topics,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So Azure function as a subscriber, then let's say some database like SQL Server or Cosmos DB
Cosmos TV.
can store the metadata, which needs to be stored for a long time, right?
Mm.
And then you can use Azure Notification Service, not Notification Hub. Notification Service is a separate
Yeah.
service,
Yeah.
which can be used to send a message back to the user. That's how usually a general flow looks like,
Mm.
based on a hypothetical use case. I have created this.
Yeah.
Now, the things can change here. It may not be file or blob. It may be a database entry. It may be just an in-memory record that is being created,
Yeah.
right? It could be anything. It may be of permanent nature. It may be of non-permanent nature. Understand?
Yeah.
So what it gives you, the PubSub architecture as benefit. One is loose coupling, we discussed. Then loose coupling brings in scalability, flexibility.
Of course.
Then another point that we discussed yesterday was resiliency.
Hmm.
What brings in resiliency here? If your message fails, you may
Dead letter.
retry sending that message again.
Yeah.
So
The dead
retry
letters.
policies and dead lettering,
Yeah, retry
right?
and dead letter. Yep.
And this provides real-time processing also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your applications can always be running as responsive applications, even if the backend operation is taking some time.
Mm-hmm.
Your asynchronous operations behind scenes with pub/sub architecture can keep that application engaged, showing some processing going on, like that gear animation or something,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which says that, okay, the processing is still going on. Understand?
Yep.
Okay, now moving on to event streaming. What is event streaming?
Streaming is okay. Continuous sending of messages. That's the streaming, I know.
Correct.
Right?
It is again a pattern
Hmm.
in Azure as a specialized form of event-driven architecture that is designed for
Money.
high throughput, real-time data ingestion
Hmm.
and processing. So like log analytics or maybe big data analytics, right? Where data
Yeah.
comes at too much space,
Mm-hmm.
like telemetry, or again, maybe more suitable for IoT, right?
Hmm.
Application logs, or maybe data analytics pipelines that you create. So that's where basically the event hub can also be
Hmm. So it's
used
either,
for
yeah.
implementing event streaming. Yes,
So event streaming does not
yes.
have its own brokers. It uses hubs.
No, event streaming is just a concept here. There is no
Ah,
service as event streaming.
okay.
So
But
it
if we
doesn't
wanna
have
use,
anything of its own.
hmm,
It uses some service like Event Hub for this,
I got you. So
right?
um, Event Hub then it has two things. If there's a big volume of events that are
Yes,
uh, um, transmitted from the publisher,
yes,
and and for event streaming where there's a continuous sending of events.
right, right.
Okay.
So that's what the point I was about to write. Producers are there again here.
Hmm.
Producer and consumer is always going to be there whenever there is an event pattern, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, what changes is how they communicate with each other and what is their behavior, right?
S- mm. Somehow
So
it's not
here
asynchronous, right? Somehow it's something that, okay,
it is,
as soon as I send,
yes,
you receive and process. As soon as it's
it
not like
is
that stays.
it is actually asynchronous that works in a synchronous world.
Yep.
So appears to be synchronous
Yes, yes. That's what I meant.
because it is hand to hand. Like here the
Mm-hmm.
message arrives, there I
Hmm.
process it.
Yeah.
Live
Mm.
mode, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
So continuously emit streams of events,
Mm.
right? Producers continuously emit streams of
Mm-hmm.
events. Streams
Mm-hmm.
means at high pace the data is coming in huge volume.
Yep.
Then there are event stream brokers over here, not the event brokers. We have
Event stream. Uh-huh.
stream brokers,
Hmm.
which are responsible for ingesting and
Transmitting the events. Uh-huh.
manage these streams, ultimately
Yep.
transmit these streams,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what is the role of consumers here? Consumers process the
Process.
data
Yeah, the stream.
in real time,
Yep.
or if actual real time is not possible, they can at least go as near as possible to real time,
To real time.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, the streaming media, if you talk about YouTube, for example,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's a typical streaming platform, but that is for media.
Yeah.
In all business applications, I may not always have some audio or video to play around with. I may have
Of
data
course.
also, streams
Yeah.
of data, streams of events also.
Yeah.
This is unlike traditional PubSub event streaming, right?
Mm.
Event streaming, on the other hand, focuses on continuous flows of data, as we discussed, rather than one-off events or discrete events.
Like financial
Sometimes some
centers
event
or
getting
something like that.
produced. Yes, correct. Uh, Say if you talk about the stock exchange,
Yes.
right, where the data is coming at high volumes all the
Mm.
times,
Yep.
and the delay of a microsecond also can prove very costly in that. You need real time processing or near real time processing there,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So what are the key components of event streaming? Particularly Azure event streaming.
Mm.
So couple of them we have already discussed.
Mm.
One is event producer again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who will be playing the role of event producers? Any device, any application, any service that can generate the data at heavy pace with huge volume, like
Yep.
IoT devices, web applications also, microservice applications, logs or telemetry systems,
Mm.
right? Or web application example is stock market that we discussed,
Yep.
right? Where the data would be generated at heavy pace.
Mm-hmm.
Volume may not be always heavy in that case, but pace of changes will be very heavy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's not about the volume as much as the changes.
Right, right. The pace
Yep.
at which the changes are coming. Then we do have event brokers that sit in between. Who plays the role of this? It is
Ev-
Azure
Event hub,
Event
right?
Hub, as I said,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't write it here. This role is played by, I said, devices, applications,
Telemetry.
services, right?
Mm-hmm.
Telemetry is a service only.
Yeah.
So general names I have put over here.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is event consumer,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who will be the event consumers?
Functions also, right?
Yes, it starts with Azure Stream Analytics,
Stream analytics. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They can be functions,
Mm-hmm.
serverless functions also are possible at times as
Mm-hmm.
lightweight event handlers, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
you may have some big data platforms like Databricks,
Databricks.
okay?
Mm.
You do have Azure Synapse Analytics also.
Mm.
Even I will put log analytics as well
Mm-hmm.
if I'm playing with logs,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So Azure Monitor can benefit from the data generated by the log analytics, right?
Mm.
So how this is going to work? The use case, like what we discussed for event grid. Let's say the IoT scenario where the
Mm.
event hub is more suitable, right?
Yep.
IoT device sends the telemetry data.
Mm.
What is telemetry data? The readings that the IoT device is actually taking from various sensors connected to it.
Mm.
There will be IoT hub in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like Raspberry board or any simulation. Some computer also could be there, right?
Yeah.
Running some application, which will be the local point of contact, which
Mm-hmm.
is collecting all the sensor data,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then that data basically is sent to Azure,
Yeah.
where Azure takes it as event stream. And who takes it? Who front ends it? Azure Event Hub,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
As it ingests the entire data stream, then Azure Stream Analytics, basically with the help of filters, transforms this data to more meaningful information at the application level. And then probably uses the databases like SQL Server or Cosmos DB to store it, store the process data. And then Power BI kind of tools. I said Power BI kind
Mm.
of tools. Maybe
Yeah.
other tools also like Power BI can be used to visualize the results in real time. You
Mm-hmm.
can have the real time dashboards created, right?
Yep.
If you connect the analytics data directly to the Power BI or
Mm-hmm.
likewise tools. Yes.
Yeah.
Benefits. Event streaming provides you high throughput as it can handle millions of events per second,
Mm.
right? Which grid will not be able to do, right?
Of course.
Then it does provide real time processing as it enables the instant insights
Mm.
and the reactions on those insights, right? By running the
Yeah.
code in the backend. Then provides high scalability, high durability because it stores the data,
Mm-hmm.
which brings in reliability also. And then easily integrates with other Azure services like Azure Analytics, storage, and maybe now we can say AI services also.
Mm-hmm.
Azure also has got AI services enabled with OpenAI, right? OpenAI
Yeah.
platform. So we can use that also to create more realistic scenarios, right? Maybe to build the bots or robots, right? With the help
Yep.
of IoT and all, we can make very sophisticated systems, correct?
True.
Now, let's talk a bit about decoupling of services and asynchronous communication.
Okay.
Now, these concepts are going to be proving very, very important for us in
Of
the
course.
upcoming sessions because there we will be focusing on implementation of these topics with
Mm.
the different Azure services,
Yeah.
starting
Uh,
from today itself.
let me tell you something. Then
Yes,
maybe next time I need to prepare you, or I need to get some real-time case scenarios where we
yes,
can.
yes, yes. That's why I asked for the scenarios,
Yeah. I'm gonna
right? So
bring it
that I
to.
can give you the relevant examples based on the
Yeah.
domain that you are already working in,
Yep.
right? That will be more sensible and easily understandable for you because you are already working in that domain. Yes.
Yeah. True.
So decoupling services and asynchronous communication actually are the core principles
Of EDA.
of building highly scalable,
Mm.
resilient, and maintainable cloud native applications
Mm-hmm.
in Azure, right?
Yeah.
These principles are going to be important in even microservices architecture also, which also heavily make use of the event-driven systems,
Yeah.
right? Like you have APIs, you have gRPC services, and so on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Moving on to micro front ends as well. Now, when we say decoupling of services, actually what we mean, We design the services in a way that they can operate independent of each other
Yeah.
without having tight dependency on each other. Right.
True.
Now, this dependency we can understand with a very simple example. Are you using a laptop or a desktop, Mohammed?
I'm using a laptop now.
Laptop. Okay. Whatever I'm showing, probably you are seeing it on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yep.
if in the next moment your screen develops a snag and it just stops working? Will we be able to continue the session?
No, of course not.
No. And the time duration taken for fixing the issue is not going to be like few minutes or few hours. It
Yeah.
might take few days, correct?
True.
Because any screen cannot be put into your laptop. Based on your laptop make and model, there is a compatible make and model of the screen which has to be put into your laptop, right? So that
Yeah.
it is going to work with your laptop. Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody probably would have that screen always in their stock. If it's a regular kind of laptop, maybe they will have it in stock. But if it is something custom made, most likely they won't have. They have to place the order to the service provider from where the part comes and then they fix it. Yes.
Yep.
So again, can you replace that screen yourself?
No, of course not.
If you're not having hardware knowledge, it's difficult.
Yep.
Usually, as an end user, it's very difficult for us. Opening laptop is not easy,
Yep.
right? Not easy and not safe as well.
Mm-hmm.
We can do more bad than actually fixing the issue, correct?
Yeah. True.
We don't have specialized tools also for this, correct?
Yes.
That's why we send it to the service center
Mm-hmm.
where it takes some time, then comes back to us. So we need to take a break of those many days before we proceed with the session again. Am I right?
True.
So what kind of dependency it is?
Tightly
Your
coupled.
laptop is having tightly coupled dependency on the laptop screen, correct?
Yep. True.
Okay. On the other hand, if you are using a desktop and
Mm.
screen develops a snag, will it be the same case there? No, you can
No.
unscrew your screen
Yep.
from your PC and put a replacement screen immediately over there. You can borrow from someone. If nothing works out, the television set at home also can be used. Correct?
Yep. True.
Right? And
Mm.
maybe the break will be there for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or half an hour at the max.
Yep.
Yes,
True.
which is still okay. Loss of time will be minimized. So,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of dependency is that? Loosely coupled.
Loosely
You can just
coupled.
unscrew and screw the new one,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Provided the interface matches. I mean, if your screen was VGA screen, the replacement screen also needs to have a VGA input.
Mm-hmm.
If it was HDMI screen, your new device also, replacement device also needs to have a HDMI input. If not, you still have one more choice. You can have adapters in between. VGA to HDMI or HDMI to VGA, and then you can connect the screen of your choice. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There are a lot of adapters available for that. Adapters, converters, whatever you call it. Correct?
Yes.
Likewise, mobile device, when you need to charge, you use some adapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that adapter is C-type adapter, you can use any C-type adapter to charge your mobile device if your one is not available. If there is an adapter available which is not having C-type interface, you can use a small connector, small adapter on that adapter which converts USB to C-type USB. And then you can connect your charging cable and charge your device. Am I
Mm.
right?
Yes.
You don't have a dependency like, okay, fine. If exact solution is not there, I have some alternate available. Yes, my
Yes.
my work is not going to be hampered, not stopped. This is what loose coupling is. But for that, first of all, you need to have a decoupled cable. Earlier,
Mm-hmm.
we used to get chargers where the cables were tightly coupled to the adapters only.
Yep.
Those cables were not replaceable, right?
Yep.
Remember the days when we had those feature phones?
Mm. Yeah.
The kind of charging cables which we used to have, those were not just cables, those were a complete assembly.
Adapters also.
The
Yep.
adapter plus cable.
Yep.
If something goes wrong, you have to buy another adapter with the cable itself,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
Then with smartphones, we started getting the detachable cables, right?
Yes.
And that's where we got the power banks and all that, so that we can have the charge always, even on the go. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, what is beneficial? The kind of chargers and adapters and cables we have today, or the ones that we had some 20 years back with feature phones?
Of course, with the adapters. But that's not loose couple. That's decoupling, right? Because you're decoupling from the
Decoupling.
adapters.
Decoupling.
Yeah.
Right. So decoupling is the first step in loose coupling.
Of course.
First, you decouple, you detach the cable and adapter from
Mm.
each other, and then you make an interface where you can couple them again, because ultimately the charging is important, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's where you need the interface, and that's where the loose coupling comes in. You pull out
See.
one cable, you push in another cable, and you charge another type of device.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yep. That's good.
Understand? So
Yep.
that's what the decoupling actually is, right?
Good.
Where the services can be designed in such a way that they operate independent of each other
Yeah.
without having the dependency on each other. Now, what kind of tight dependency we have? Suppose I have service A and service B. Service B requires some feature from service A. I can
Mm.
create the object of service A in service B, right?
Yeah.
Service A obj equals to new service A.
Yeah.
And then I can use obj dot whatever functionality. Yes,
Mm. Yes.
that's tight coupling.
Yeah.
Instead, if I'm coding for interfaces, or if
We
I'm
inject
just
it.
sending the request like HTTP request or something without worrying about what type of service it is, I just have an URL wherein I'm sending my HTTP request and it gets me the response. I am
Yeah.
happy. This is where
Yeah.
the loose coupling comes in, or
Yeah.
decoupling comes in. It
True.
starts with decoupling, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First step is decoupling, and then comes loose coupling, right?
Yep.
We couple it back, but in a loosely coupled manner. It can be
Mm.
detached and attached with some other replacement at any point in time.
I
So if
see.
we don't decouple it, the loose coupling itself is not possible as well. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So what happens with this?
Let
See,
me ask you for something if you don't
services.
mind.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, yes,
But it's been an hour, and can we have a 10-minute break? You
yes, sure,
can. Yep.
sure. Let me finish this point and
Yes,
then we
please.
can go for the break.
Go
Right.
ahead.
So services can be deployed independently,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they
Mm-hmm.
are not interdependent, they can be deployed independently also. Means if I have four services, I can have four different hosts.
Yep.
I can scale each of these services independently as well, right?
Mm.
With different policies applicable to each of the service, right?
Yep.
I can have better fault tolerance
Of course.
with independent services. If they are dependent, I don't even know where actually the fault is. If independent services are there, I can pinpoint that, okay, this service is problematic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it ultimately simplifies the maintenance and updates for us,
Mm.
because we can do the maintenance and updates on targeted services.
True.
And this at the end makes your services even more testable as well. And again, the important point is, what are services in this context? Services are the reusable components of your
Components.
application,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's have
Cool.
a break here
Okay.
for, let's say,
But
5 minutes.
yeah,
It's
can we have it for 10 minutes? Because I need
1926. Yeah. Yeah,
10
10 minutes.
minutes.
Fine. So it's
Okay.
1926 at my end. 1936 will resume.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, shall we resume?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay, so we are aware of what the decoupling of the services actually means
Yep.
and how it benefits, right?
Yep.
The next thing we'll quickly throw some light on is the asynchronous communication. Just quickly to understand what is asynchronous communication.
Mhm.
So it's like starting some operation and without waiting for that operation to complete, moving forward with the next set of activities. That's
Mm.
what we call as asynchronous communication,
Communication.
right?
Yeah.
Very important when you have some serious business application where the processing takes time in the backend, and
Yep.
when you are working with the event-driven solutions, right? You
Yep.
don't know when the event processing will get completed. Your job was to raise the event, which you did. You continue your stuff with remaining things or further things, and
Hmm.
let the server do its job in the backend.
Yep.
Whenever server is ready, using some notification mechanism, it will let you know that
Hmm.
okay, the operation has been finished. It could be a
Finished.
callback, it could be a notification, it could be some sort of webhook, right? Again,
Yep.
where the callback will be configured or something,
Hmm.
right? It could be a message coming in a response queue as we were discussing yesterday,
Yeah.
right? So how that is done, that's not important. The point is server will respond at later time whenever it finishes its job.
Yep.
What benefit we get with this is at the client side precisely, we get non-blocking behavior. If
Hmm.
we
True.
make the calls to the application services in a synchronous manner always, and if the operation is taking time, the client keeps on waiting for that response.
Yep.
And sometimes what happens is it crosses the timeout period also, after which if you try doing something within the application, the operating system usually immediately declares your application as not responding.
True.
In Windows, the screen goes gray, right? And what
Yeah.
is the natural response of the user? Go
Trying
to
to
task
shut it
manager
down. Yep.
and forcefully kill the task, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, or equivalent in other operating systems, right?
Yep.
Terminology across operating systems is different. That's why I said that. Okay,
Yeah.
behavior of the user will be like that only. User gets worried, okay, this has become great, so it's not working, system seems hang, right? So let's go and kill the task.
Hmm.
Now the case is the system was not in a hung state. System was waiting for the response, and system has no clue whether the response is completed or not, because it is the server which is doing that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Now point is, in middle of the operation which is still going on, if you
Mm.
kill the task on the client side, it may result in loss of data,
Yeah.
it may result in data corruption, right? Your data
Hmm.
may go corrupt, your
Yep.
database may go corrupt, your
Yep.
files may go corrupt, whatever storage you have used, it may go corrupt,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Now, this is where asynchronous communication becomes important, which
Hmm.
says that, okay, I have dispatched a call to the server and there is a worker thread which I'm assigning for waiting for the response from the server.
Yep.
And my main thread, the UI thread, I allow to continue with the further processing,
Of
right?
course. True.
So then whenever the response comes, there is a callback I configure at the client side, which
Mm.
lets the client application know that, okay, there is a response on the worker thread and I marshal the data,
Yep.
right? So non-blocking operations I can create, which eventually at some times looks like helping me out with performance improvement also, right?
Yep. Yep.
As I can handle the high load very efficiently with it.
Of course.
And then by default, this also provides me loose coupling because this becomes a event
Hmm.
driven scenario as well.
Yep.
Services would be communicating via intermediaries in this case,
Yeah.
proxies or something in the client side, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
And then this gives me the retry and resilience capability also,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
worker thread can see if the message was not delivered successfully or not processed successfully, it can send a retry request, which ultimately brings in the resiliency,
Mm.
right? It can probably detect if service is not available. Let's store the message by maybe
I'm I'm
using,
sorry. I'm sorry. I have to
yes,
just one moment because my brother's calling me.
yes,
Just one moment. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So can we continue?
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
Okay. So what I was talking about
It's
was
asynchronous.
something about the retry and resilience, right? So
Yep.
on the client side also, the proxy can be configured basically as an intermediary, which can detect if the service is not available or down for some time, store the request into some local storage using maybe the serialization capabilities or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, whenever the service becomes available again, send the message again
Mm-hmm.
back to the server, right?
Yep.
So this gives us the 100% resilience implementation, both
Mm-hmm.
on the service and the client side, correct?
Yep.
So asynchronous communication has got multiple benefits, right? Now let's talk about which all Azure services allow this decoupling
Mm.
and asynchronous communication.
Communication.
What all things we can use?
Mm-hmm.
Service bus for sure,
Yep.
because it comes up with its own brokered architecture. You have queues. In this case, queues and topics both can be considered,
Yep.
right?
True.
For events, it is only topics,
Yep.
but for asynchronous communication, we have queues as well as
Mm.
topics. Topics means topics and subscriptions both. They
Mm-hmm.
work in conjunction, right?
Yep.
Then we do have event grid,
And Event Hub.
event hub also. Storage queues are also one of the option for this.
Storage cubes. I never worked with them all. What they are? What are
Quite,
they?
quite, quite similar to service bus only, but uh, more lightweight version, cheaper version,
Hmm.
and not so reliable. They
Okay.
are reliable, but not as good as service
Service
bus
buses.
queues. So for enterprise messaging, you use service bus only. For
Yeah.
basic queuing requirements, you look for storage queues. Okay.
Oh,
Simple
about
message
service
queuing.
bus? Oh, simple. But for service bus, what did you say? I'm sorry. What was the type
For
of?
for enterprise
Oh,
applications,
enterprise applications. Okay.
you use service bus, and for
Yeah, of
basic
course.
queuing requirements, you can make use of storage queues
Switch
also.
cubes.
Storage queues doesn't come with the session support or transaction support or dead lettering support and all. So they are
Uh-huh.
not so reliable as compared to that of service bus.
I
Understood?
got you. Yep.
They are more of a cut down version of service bus queues. Okay. Then Azure Functions and Logic apps also can be used for asynchronous communication
Of
and
course.
decoupled architecture, right?
Yeah.
Functions are functions, typical coding functions only. What are
Mhm.
logic apps? They are more of a workflows, orchestration scenarios, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Like one use case comes to my mind over here where I can use this decoupling and async communication that Walmart and Amazon only we discussed yesterday, right?
Mm.
Order service is there, which accepts the orders. There is a inventory service which updates the stock. Before that, it makes available whatever stock is available to the customer to buy and not.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get the notice that this item is out of stock, right?
Yep.
So inventory service can help me with this. Then there is a billing service which takes care of payments, right? And then there
Mhm.
is a notification service which sends the confirmation back to the user with the help of SMS or email or WhatsApp or any combination of these, right?
Yep.
Now here we have all these services as decoupled services, right?
Mhm.
Order service has no direct dependency on inventory. Inventory has no direct dependency on billing. They have dependencies, but they are loose dependencies, correct?
Yeah.
Then asynchronous flow comes. Order service would send a message to the service bus queue. First of all, it will store the data related to that order and then put some message into the queue. Based on the queue processing, the inventory and billing services will consume the messages independently and will take the process forward, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Then the notification service would listen to the event grid, probably for order completion events,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And what benefit we get out of this is in this kind of setup, each and every service can fail or scale independently.
Mhm.
So that if there is a bug also, we can troubleshoot it easily, right? We can
True.
pinpoint.
Yep.
System always would remain responsive, even if there is too much of load on it. It can scale at any time, right?
Yeah.
And being cloud-based implementation, cloud
Mm.
itself makes it highly scalable, right?
Okay. I see.
Then,
But that also depends on how you design your functions and your
of course,
services.
your
Yeah.
design also has to be something which is ready for scalability,
Yep.
right? The setup, the configuration which you have, that has to conform to the design,
Yep.
right? But being on cloud, you always have a choice,
Mm.
right? Now you design your application to leverage all the capability of cloud and cloud services, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then whatever the events and messages which are generated in the process are always stored,
Mm.
right,
True.
permanently and retried also if needed.
Yep.
until and unless we don't uh, uh, get the entire processing completed successfully, we don't
Terminal.
delete the event or the message from its storage.
Yep.
Once we are sure that yes, this is done completely,
Successful.
now that event or the message can be deleted, or
Yeah.
it can be moved to some logs.
Mm.
In case in future, if some discrepancy is detected, for audit purposes, those logs will help, right?
Mm.
This is
Of
actually a
course.
norm, one of the best practice. You should not delete anything. You should always move it to some history data or log or
Of
something,
course. Of course.
right? Quite useful when audit is done,
Of course.
right?
And even one of the things that I discovered this time is that, we send documents to another system or a third party. Even the
Hmm.
documents, we are storing them in the storage accounts that we are sending, and we are saving them to the database, what we send to them,
Yes,
so that we
yes,
have a logging.
yes. So complete document also, if you're not sending, that's fine at times. But the log about the document has to be always there,
Yep. Yeah, not the
right? Because
document.
that's
Yep.
the minimum thing expected when the audit is happening, right?
Yeah, but you need,
Via the
but
log, we can find out what went wrong.
yeah, but the thing is that you need to save it to a storage so that when you send it by another service,
Yes, yes.
because you have the functions,
As
how
a
the functions
backup,
are.
as a
Yes.
backup. In case if it gets lost somewhere, we should have a backup so that we can retry also. So it
Yeah.
depends on the kind of application, right?
True.
If our receiver is strong enough and we trust it, probably then maintaining just the log is
Is enough.
sufficient. It's enough. But if we don't know how the receiver is going to behave, whether it is reliable or not, it's better to have a copy,
Yep.
right? So that we can retry. And if any discrepancy legally comes out, that's where this backup will help us,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Probably if you talk about the financial transactions or maybe healthcare system, that's
Healthcare
where these
systems or
things will
something.
be very, very important.
Yep.
Basic transactional systems, if you are not maintaining documents, that's okay,
Yeah. We are a
right?
healthcare system, that's why.
Yeah. So it depends on the domain also at
Of
times, right?
course. Of course. Of course.
Okay. So now let's move on to our, in fact, this will be our last part, service bus. I thought so that we will be doing in the next session only, but the discussion point will be finished today itself. We will finish this and next session onwards, it will be all hands on,
Okay, that's good.
90% hands on.
And
Yep.
I will try to get the design
Yes, yes.
topics.
Appreciate it.
Of
So
course.
let's talk about these things another 15-20 minutes and we will be done for the session. Okay.
Okay.
So event sourcing and CQRS. So first let's talk about the event sourcing and CQRS
Hmm.
concept, the pattern. It is also a pattern
Yeah.
in Azure. Azure
Hmm.
pattern only,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And which are more advanced architectural concepts that are used to build scalable, maintainable,
So secure.
and we just discussed about the case auditable
Hmm.
systems,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Importantly, rather most importantly,
Mm.
in distributed and microservices,
Mm.
which are also highly distributed systems, right?
Yep.
Based applications. Okay. Now, auditing in such kind of systems is very important because when the duty is offloaded to multiple people in the team, Usually the blame game starts if something goes wrong.
Yep.
How to find out where the things are wrong or who did the mistake. That's where the audit helps,
True.
right? So these patterns are basically designed for that as an additional pattern, I would say,
Mm.
for event driven systems also,
Yeah.
right? And as a part of this, what comes is some of the concepts like event sourcing
Hmm.
in Azure, right?
Yeah.
What is event sourcing? A pattern where the state or changes of in the state of the data are actually stored as a sequence of events.
Yeah.
Very simple example for this, I would give you from .NET. In .NET, we have entity framework. Entity framework comes with code first approach. Code first approach usually uses code first migrations, right?
Hmm.
Now, code first migrations, if you see, depend heavily on the state of the model. Yes or
Yeah.
no?
True.
Every time you change the model, what do? You add migration.
Yes.
Each migration is topped up on the previous migration, and it
Hmm.
is stored as a sequence of events only,
Yep.
right? So when you say, I want to create the database right from the scratch in a
Mm.
new environment, all the migrations I have to apply one by one.
Yep.
When I say update database, it is what it does, right?
Yes.
Right. So you save the changes, store the changes to the state of the data as a sequence of events rather than directly updating the current state. So you audit,
Yep.
complete audit trail you can find out.
True.
System reconstructs the current state by replaying all these events. So
Hmm.
you have a concept of desired state configuration also when it comes to the virtual machine, which actually is built on this only, right?
Hmm.
So something like you might have events in order processing system, order placed, payment completed, inventory updated, right?
Hmm.
Before that, you might have item added to cart, right?
Mm.
Price updated after applying discount
Mm.
or discount applied. So in a proper sequence, if you maintain this, at
Yep.
any point in time, you can reproduce it,
Of course.
maybe for troubleshooting errors, or maybe just to see everything is
Replaying.
going properly,
Yep.
replaying that act, right?
Yep.
This is where you will have events, first of all, as one of the important entity. Then you will have event store where you will be recording all the
Mm.
events chronologically, means sequentially,
Yep.
right? And then whenever required, the state can be reconstructed by replaying all the
Mm.
events,
Uh-huh.
right? So what all benefits we discussed about this? Auditability.
Hmm.
Let's talk about benefits first.
Auditability.
Auditability. Scalability is another thing,
Resiliency
right?
also.
Resiliency,
Because you can replay
scalability,
it.
and flexibility, I'll say here.
Hmm.
Resiliency, right?
So
And
to make sure
debugging support.
debugging support. So
Yeah,
this
you're
is
saying.
more for making sure that the events are
Right.
saved in a way that they are
Yes. So this is
chronologically.
this is
Uh,
more about the design rather than
mm,
implementation, right?
mm,
If it is in the design, by default, implementation will just follow it, right?
yeah,
How you implement doesn't matter, but you have
mm,
to implement. That's mandatory,
yeah, I
right?
got you. Yep, 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 yep.
So
So that's
what
for
all Azure
observability.
services can be used for event sourcing, for storing events? Can I use event grid? No, event grid
Mm,
doesn't store.
of course.
What else I can use then?
The
Event
bus
hubs,
and bus.
event hubs,
Hmm.
Azure
Yeah,
storage can be used, which
yep.
can be durable and cost effective solution.
Database.
Cosmos DB can be used, Yeah, database in general. So Cosmos
Yep.
DB or SQL Server or any database.
Yep.
I can also use Azure functions, which may not store the data
To
within
process
them,
it.
but the code within the Azure function can process
So
the
then,
data and store it
mm, true.
and project it into some view also. I mean, within some application also, if required,
Uh-huh.
by
Uh-huh.
producing the JSON or XML representation, right?
Yeah.
Which can further be saved,
I
right?
got you.
And then moving on to CQRS. What does CQRS stands for?
I forgot to be honest with you. Something Q,
Command, query,
query. Yeah.
responsibility, segregation.
Uh-huh.
Command, query, responsibility, segregation,
Segregation.
which is more of a principle rather than a pattern.
Mm.
Okay. What is its responsibility? It's more to do with separation of concerns.
Yep.
CQRS principle says you separate your read and write operations into different modules. Again, a
Mm.
design principle. Like you might have some commands, change state. For
Mm-mm.
example, create order, update order, or update customer profile, create customer profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are all state change operations.
That
And then
change.
you
Yep.
might have queries where you are reading the data back,
Mm.
like get customer, get order detail, something like that. So
Yeah.
command where you are taking some action from CRUD, you can use CR and U. Sorry, CU and D. Create,
Yeah.
update, and delete
Delete.
operations. Operations are
Yep.
commands.
Yep.
And when you are reading the data back, the
They are
R
queries.
operation, that's query. Command, query,
Okay.
responsibility,
Stability,
segregation.
segregation.
Can you relate now?
Yeah, I think I can. That's where mediator R is used, I think.
Yes.
I did not use it, but I heard about it. Okay.
You may not have directly used it, but indirectly you must be using it somewhere.
Okay.
Just go through your application, just go through your code again. You will be able to find it out. You create two different services usually for updation, means
Mm.
insert, update, delete operations,
Mm.
and read operations, don't you?
I got you. Yeah,
You are
I
already
haven't seen
using
it
it. I am
actually.
100% sure you are using it already. Maybe just not focused on it.
Okay, I
Just
got you.
check it. You will get it. Now it's easy because you know it, right?
Yep. Yep.
What all services I can use for this? Because actually at the development time, the services might have combined operations for everything,
Mm-hmm.
command and query both, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how do I segregate it for the end client? That's where I can use service bus or event grid functions or logic apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even API management service in Azure. For I mean, using the API management, I can expose different endpoints for command operations and query operations,
Mm.
correct?
Yeah,
Which also allows me to control the identity and access management properly.
I
I
got
can
you.
have one set of clients who can just read the data. I can have another set of clients who can just write the data. Say, you just mentioned you are working in healthcare domain, right?
Yeah.
Now see, hospital is one
Mm.
entity.
Mm.
Hospital, there are doctors, okay? There
Mm-hmm.
are lab technicians also, right?
Yeah.
Like radiologists and lab technicians,
Mm.
general lab technicians and all. Lab technicians take the samples
Yep.
in different forms. It could be blood sample or some other sample, or radiologists probably might be just producing the radio images, X-rays and all that, right?
Yeah.
Now, they are just allowed to write the report. They are not allowed to read the report back once it is
Mm.
generated.
Mm-hmm.
Who is allowed to read that report? It is doctor.
Yep.
And the specific patient's report is accessible to patient also.
Mm-hmm.
For data privacy, one patient's record is not accessible to another patient or even another doctor who is not treating this patient, right?
Yeah.
Doctor who is treating the patient only can read the report. Correct?
Yes.
Now, this is where you can see the advantage of CQRS pattern, right?
Mm, because, okay.
Lab
Yeah.
people will write data, update
Ah.
data.
Mm.
Doctors
Doctors only will
will
read data.
read the data. They need two different interfaces. If interface itself is different, even if they try hacking into the system, they won't get anything because the
Yeah.
endpoint will not have the access to the other type of operation. Because for other type of operation, I have a uh, totally different endpoint, right?
Yep.
Understand?
Yeah. I understand. Wow. Okay. That's gonna be interesting when we see like real-time scenarios.
Yes. So now see, what we just discussed is something more important while keeping the ideas in mind while working on the architecture and system design.
Yep.
Once we put this into the architecture and design, later on the job of the developers become even easy. They just need to blindly go and implement endpoints. You
True.
say, I need two endpoints, one for command, one for query.
Really.
Your job is finished there as a system architect or system design person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Developer comes in, looks at this definition and knows that, okay, I have one single API, but the endpoint for read operation is supposed to be different and write operations is supposed to be different. I can
Yeah.
use Azure API management easily, or I can use Logic App and using custom connectors, I can create the endpoints,
But
right?
let me ask you, yep. Let me ask you
Yes.
something. Is that like, this is a convention that CQRS is always used with the EDA?
Yes.
Okay.
Not always, but most of the times.
Most of the time. Of course. Of course.
It will be much more useful because the more segregation and separation of concerns come in, your system design actually becomes more clearer,
Mm.
especially when you are working on a complex system.
Yep.
For simpler systems, it's okay. You can just ignore everything.
I got you.
What's my point?
Hmm.
Yes, any questions here?
So far, so good.
So, yeah. So now let's talk about the actual challenges of the event driven systems, because since yesterday we are just talking about event driven systems
Yep.
and we have spoken about only the good things about it,
Yep.
right? Everything cannot be good,
Of course.
right?
Nothing is perfect.
Nothing is perfect, absolutely. So what all challenges you feel would be there?
Challenges from what I saw.
First one that comes to my mind is
Mm.
design would be complex,
Yeah.
requires deep and careful planning
True.
of what events you are going to use, what will be their schemas, how the event routing will work in, how it
It
will be actually
processed.
used by the consumer logic. Yes, how it will be processed, right?
Yeah, that's a hard
How
thing
the
actually.
debugging will be planned, how the tracing will be planned and
Yep.
configured
Yep.
across the services,
Yep.
right? Because you will have too much of distributed logic here.
True. And you need to make sure that the functions that are consuming those messages are small enough so that they are
Absolutely.
um that's what I noticed at least. It's
Instead
not
of
like web
smaller, the
application.
better term over here would be they should be atomic.
Atomic. Yes.
Atomic comes from
Mm.
physics, chemistry,
Yeah, yeah.
in short science. Atom is something which cannot be further broken down. That is the smallest unit of
Mm.
any matter. Yeah, it
Yes.
can it has got its own components also, like electron, proton, nucleus and all that, but atom is more complete thing.
Yep.
Electron, proton is not complete. It's nothing on its own, right?
Yes.
They are just free radicals. When we talk about complete entity, the smallest unit in that case is atom, which cannot be further broken down. It has got everything that is supposed to make it work, or that is supposed to be used to make it work successfully,
Yeah.
right? But not everything which is required to build a complete system,
Yes.
right? So that's what you are
Yes.
saying. Small function and less complex logic in one function,
Yeah.
right? So that the clarity is there. Then another point is event ordering
Mm.
and consistency.
Yeah.
Events may arrive out of the order also.
True.
So where to use which service? If I'm worried about the order, probably the queuing mechanism I might be looking for. So whether I'm using the queuing at the right place or not, whether I'm using topics at right place or not. Some questions which you asked yesterday as well, right? When to
Yeah.
use what,
Yep.
right? That can be a challenging thing. You have
Yes.
to plan it properly.
Yeah.
Messages might be duplicated as well when you are applying the retry logic with dead lettering.
Yep.
Same message might just be processed 2 times or 3 times also, correct?
Yeah.
Or maybe more times. So you need additional logic to check on all these things.
Yes.
Ordered delivery, right? Then again the non-duplication and all. Then
Hmm. Yeah.
you need to be careful about monitoring and
Logging.
observability. So
Observability.
ultimately that ends with logging,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Distributed architecture makes it complex, makes it harder to
Hmm.
monitor and trace.
True.
You need specialized tools. I mentioned it yesterday as well.
Yeah. That's
Properly configured Azure Monitor Service, App Insights, and Log Analytics. If you don't
yes.
configure them properly, you probably will be in a bad situation to recover from
Mm.
issue, right?
Yeah.
You have to use them and you have to use them correctly, right?
True.
Then error handling. Failure cannot be avoided.
Yeah. Of
Whenever the failure is detected, especially at the consumer end, it has to be handled gracefully.
course.
You cannot put the blame on the client or the user,
Of course.
right? Server side issues we can handle. Probably we will never show them to the client,
Yep.
right? We will just digest them. But whatever the client interfacing thing is there we have to be extra careful.
Of course.
Blame cannot be put on the client, right?
Yes. Yes. And it needs to be a system that's resilient to errors
Absolutely.
also.
Yes. That's how you make your services resilient. Dead
Yep.
letter queues, retry policies must be also configured properly.
Of course.
And there has to be rigorous testing done on that.
Yep. Oh my.
Then the next point is something which talks about schema evolution. The
What does that
event
mean?
formats can change over the time
Mm.
because of change in the business requirement, right?
Uh-huh.
Business requirement is always a changing affair.
True.
Now, if you haphazardly keep on changing the event formats, event schemas, that can break the consumers, means consumer
True.
applications. So
True.
you have to be using all appropriate solutions for this, like versioning and all, right?
Yep. Yep.
Maybe redirections, URL rewrites and all, correct?
Yes.
Whatever applicable in that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Backward
Mm-hmm.
compatibility has to be there. Breaking changes should be minimized
Yeah.
because, in the framework itself, if too many breaking changes are there, how annoyed we feel as a developer.
Of course.
For a small thing, we need to invest, let's say 20, 30 hours. It's wastage of time and efforts, right?
Yep.
Especially when the change is new, when the documentation is not also matured.
Of course.
We struggle, right? And that
Yes.
is the most annoying part. And that's where the client applications also suffer,
Mm.
especially if you are not making the client application. You are
Yeah.
making the services and client application being developed by someone else, some
Yep.
other company altogether, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you have to be extra careful. If you are making that application, developing that application, probably you are in a good situation because
But
you made this change, which is a breaking change. I need to update the consumer app also.
yes,
But when it's a third party consumer app,
you need to be careful. Extra careful.
absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Then The last challenge that we have here is
This latency.
latency.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Asynchronous
something that is gonna.
processing, especially if you are using it, by default comes in with some latency compared
Mm.
to that of direct calls, because there is a worker thread involved. You
Yep,
have to bring in worker thread, which increases the resource utilization also.
of
Then
course.
whenever the response comes back, you have to marshal that response to the main thread, UI thread,
Yes.
which causes the latency. So this asynchronous processing, at times you need to find whether it is really suitable for your requirement or not, especially when it is a real time thing.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
in your domain itself, say, just visualize the hospital situation. There
Yeah.
is a patient lying on the hospital bed and there are sensors connected to him.
Hmm.
Basic sensors, I mean, like BP monitor and heartbeat monitor and all that,
Yeah.
SpO2 monitor, right?
Yeah.
Now here, if the data being generated is
Hmm.
taking some time to be appearing on the screen dashboard,
Hmm.
it can put that patient in a critical situation, right?
Of course.
So there you have to see whether it is event driven solution I should be targeting, or I should be using a target direct calls based solution.
Yep.
So you have to evaluate whether
Let me. Go ahead.
event driven architecture is suitable or
Yep.
not.
Let me tell you, the thing is
Yes.
that we're not working with hospitals. Our
Hmm.
system is more about a system in the middle between the players.
Middlewares.
Yep,
Yes.
in the between the players. So the thing is that we are a DME specialized software. I don't know if you've heard about DME before.
Yeah, once I actually was dealing with the healthcare based client only. So
Ah,
that's where I got to know about it. You can go
yes.
ahead.
So DME is more of a durable medical equipment
Mhm.
thing where we are in the middle between the insurance, the patient, and the doctor.
I understand. I understand.
So the user, in the system
Yeah.
will be
So
doing stuff and we will
more
be
specialized
processing.
domain you have.
Yes. And
Healthcare
not
only, but very specialized in that
in
also.
the DME. So
Yes.
whenever documents would come, for example, we will know that we need to process them for qualification for the machine, which means that the
Yes.
patient is qualified. We have all of those things. So I just wanted to
Understood.
give you that so that,
Yes, yes, sure. But
so that when we go forward,
see,
yeah,
that's why I didn't got too deep into the exact scenario. I
yeah.
just used something which even a
I know.
layman can understand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
You
I
can
understand.
relate, and it will
Yes,
be little easier for you, because some time within your domain also you might be encountering such situations where
of
you deal
course.
with things, right?
Of course, with new things. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. But
Okay.
yeah, it depends on my designing the examples that I'm
Yes.
gonna bring you. So
Yes.
yeah, that's a good thing. The
Okay.
thing is that my
So
man, yeah, go ahead. Another thing that
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
you
ask
can
you
you
about,
you can say
um, I know that we're gonna be starting with 4 hours. Can we
yes.
divide them into 2 hours? 2 hours, 2 hours? Because 4 hours is gonna be a lot to digest.
It will be long. I know. I know. But it's okay. I mean, as anyways, Navjot also mentioned, as we progress, we can just decide on that.
Okay, let's work on
So,
that
would
later.
you
Yeah.
like it to be 6 to 8 or 7 to 9?
In your time?
Yes.
No, I'm not saying 2 hours, like 2 hours. Uh, what I'm saying is that to have 4 hours, eight
Hmm.
hours in a week, okay,
Hmm.
but 8 hours in a week, but separate them in 2 hour session instead
Okay.
of having 4 hour session.
So one stretch 4 hour session, instead of that, you want two sessions of 2 2 hours, right?
Yes,
In a
yes.
day.
In a
So how
day
you
or in
want me
different
to
days,
split it? Like with a break of 1 hour in between, or maybe like morning evening sessions of two hours.
morning, evening sessions, that would be better.
Okay, let me work on that and I'll
Okay,
get back to you.
I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because
hmm,
Saturday, Sunday, actually, I am free only as of now. There is nothing on my calendar, so we
it
can do that.
it can be on the weekdays also, right?
Okay.
So we can, just let me know about your schedule. Uh,
No worries, no worries. So for now, what we will do is we'll keep the next session on next Saturday,
yeah.
and there onwards, let me plan it. If we can have a couple of hours of session in weekdays also.
Okay, that's
And
good.
on weekdays, would you prefer it on morning your time or evening your time?
Morning my time.
More,
Mornings, like the early mornings.
so so this 6 to 8 or 7 to 9 suits in that case, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Let me work out on the schedule.
Or you know
Next
what? No,
session,
you know what? Evening my time would be better. Evening my time. Like,
evening your time. So that's okay. That's okay.
okay. Maybe I can return back to you with that on the next week to
Yeah, yeah.
see
We
how
can we
that,
can discuss this on this
of course.
WhatsApp group also.
Cool. Yeah. And the second thing is that I did not get the recordings.
I'll just insert my team members.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so tomorrow for sure you will get the recordings, both the recordings.
Cool. I appreciate you for that, Saket.
Yeah, thanks. So maybe
Appreciate
my
you. Go
team
ahead.
was in a weekend mood,